Hi guys, it's been so long, and I don't know if anyone's watching still or anyone watched previously, but in my other videos, I didn't quite know who the fuck I was. I didn't. I was scraping by, I was studying hard, and I was learning new things and experiencing new parts of the world while trying to understand new parts about myself in those places. So I couldn't possibly have had time to understand who I was in that time, just how to navigate me being safe in where I was, aka good grades, healthy body, somewhat healthy mind. Now I'm here, and the difference between then and now is that I've dropped and I continue to drop people that don't treat me as I treat them, in the sense that they don't communicate, they don't, offer their kindness, they don't offer a shoulder, an ear, when needed. There's a certain point where it's like that's overextending, and it's like you're overgiving, and where that line crosses off into be like, how is this not dating? Because there's just no kiss and no, But that has virtually left me. That left me at one point friendless and alone and scared at this new big university that I was working so hard to get to. And now I'm here. And I also didn't know what the F I wanted to study. I found it. I found what I want to study. I found that niche that makes me so excited for my future. And it is still bringing me to the ultimate end goal that I plan to be at, which is an environmental attorney. Not for any other reason, but fighting for the protection and the enhancement of protection of our soil, our water, and our air quality. Because these are the very fundamental parts of human life and animal and plant life that, keeps the world alive. And if you've seen pictures, and there's Raid behind me because I'm living in a dingy, old, but cheap college apartment that has roaches, and it's pretty great. It's pretty neat. And, I have an internship, I have a job where I do serve people, it's food service, and I go into work happy, literally as a clam, because I'm so happy with where I'm going, and I have so much anxiety about the world right now and about, the stability of my future, but I know I'm going to be okay because I don't know, I want to say 4 things, but it could be more. I have my wit, I have my intelligence, I do have my beauty, I have my determination, I have my grit, see, we're over 4, I have everything that's required of a human being to succeed. And at the end of the day, if I were to ever lose any of those, God forbid, I have my heart. And that gets you places. And yeah, I'm slowly making friends. I'm slowly making acquaintances. I don't know if they want to be friends with me. It's fine if they don't. I don't really care anymore because I'm so content, and I'm fine. It gets lonely and it gets tiring, kind of being that odd one out that actually has boundaries, but I'll find someone and I'll find something. I do have romance on the brink right now. It's been like that. Like I said, I have an internship. I'm hopefully going to do some research. It is hard balancing 28 hours at a job and then another 8 hours at my internship, 8 to 12, and then on top of that studying and research, and I'm also signing up for a summer course and just trying to get things done on time. But I know that I've got it, and I know that I can do it. I don't know how. I literally don't know how. I'm that's what I'm internally freaking out about, but I'll be okay. Trust me, mama will be okay. But yeah, so I guess this is short and this is sweet because I just want to make sure people Even if it's like one person watching that is like, oh wait, what did she post in the background? And then goes to watch like all my other videos, can learn something about how resilient and strong a human being can be. Not just a woman, not just a person who's like, who feels more, but just a human being. It's hard, it's tough, and times are tough in so many ways, but there is always something positive to look at. And if I were to leave off of one note, I would say that history is full and has shown us time and time again the major emotions of anger, of sadness, and of resentment, which is a mixture of anger and sadness. What has that ever led to? Like, what does the world always lead to? Exactly where we are right now. With those emotions? Yeah. So it is an act of genuine rebellion and defiance to have hope, to have joy, and to have curiosity, and to have forgiveness. As terrible as the person on your left and your right and on your phone and in the bus and around you at school may or may not be, to have hope that they can get better, to have joy that they are experiencing life just as you are and have the capabilities to choose better experiences just as you are continuously doing, and to have the resilience and everything. We can slowly push as hard as it may be for a better tomorrow. And that's why I'm happy where I am. That's why I go into my food service job happy. That's why I'm like constantly, hey guys, like, how are you? How can I help you? Even when I'm tired, even when I feel like giving up. That's why I've continuously kept on going. It's not easy. It will never be fucking easy. But, a smile does make it easy. As much as it sucks and as much as you're like, girl, stop. Yeah, you know what? If you guys watch, and I'm like, trigger warning, but if you watch videos of women who have gotten mutilated by their cultures and their histories when they were little, who have gotten beaten and abused and possibly trafficked, whenever they're filming videos, they're smiling and they're making jokes as best as they can, and they're talking about it fully, like, no, it hurt, it sucked, it's terrible, and I'm fighting every day for no woman, no man to ever experience that ever again. There's a reason why they're smiling and have hope, not because they're happy that it happened, but because they know that ultimately the only thing that's ever gonna get them away from the thoughts and feelings and emotions of, having to like remember that and having to endure seeing that in their field of work requires hope. It just requires hope. And you start with forcing yourself to smile and justifying that smile. I'm smiling because it could get better. I'm smiling because if I take certain actions, it will get better. And that's exactly what has landed me to where I am right now. So, hopefully I'll see you soon.